Wow, that's so funny. It's been, I guess, a while, a few days or a week, couple weeks since I've done a video, and they have a countdown now, 3, 2, 1 for these videos. So, Happy New Year, everyone. It might even be the day after New Year for those of you in Australia, New Zealand, all of that, or yeah, it's probably the wee hours of the morning there. But I am going to read out of this. Hey, Barbara, I just decided instead of doing the 30 days of just reading out of this, I'll do the 21 days to really build hope. Because I think I know every year when I've done like New Year's resolutions, the gift was when I stopped. And that was for me. Because what I realized is I was just using it as a bully pulpit to beat myself up. Like, here I have all these resolutions, and if they don't come to be, and I think most of us beat ourselves up enough, and anything that we can do that helps us to stop doing that or do that less is huge. It's like the same thing I said. One of the best days of my life was when I tore up my vision board, because I realized I was using it to beat myself up. Now, that said, if you're someone like it works for you to set resolutions and it inspires you, I wouldn't even say motivates you, but inspires you, then do it. The gut check is we're not cookie cutter. We're all different. So for some of us, it's like, no, it doesn't work for me. I have intentions. Absolutely. For 2 weeks now, actually, I've added meditation in. So in the morning, I wake up, I tap, and then I do a meditation before I do anything. And I have the intention of doing that this year. And I have the intention of reading this book every day that me and my daughter wrote. So the intention to me, it gives breath and space to not do it, to make it okay. To be like, because it's just, to me, it can be such a trap to be like, I've got all these resolutions, and then they don't happen, and then we're down on ourselves. So anything that makes you down on yourself, I would tell you to question it, tap through it, and know that you can find a better way for you personally, no matter what anyone else does. So, and Joanne, you asked for the peace and ease, and honestly, that's a big thing for me too. Absolutely having more peace and ease this year, and doing little daily things. What's something I can do daily? Like Qigong always calms me down. Peace and ease. If I do the tapping in the morning, and then I do some meditation in the morning. If I do the meditation at night, that's huge. Or if I pause during the day and just take breaths, I've been doing that too. Those times, even more so in the morning, I find I literally feel my nervous system calm down. And so anything like that I can do. And so I'm going to read and then we'll tap. So this is out of 365 Days to Embracing Forbidden Emotions. This came out last year. I squeaked this out right before the new year hit. So if you don't have this and you want to get it, it's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. I believe it's still on there. It was at Walmart, Abe Books. You can find it. I found it some other places too, but it's a daily book. So it's just to give you a little boost daily. So today is January 1st. Use pain as a stepping stone, not a campground. Alan Cohen. When I hear this quote, I might think, of course I don't want to stay stuck in pain. Yet I feel incapable of moving beyond it. I can feel incapable of moving beyond it. When feeling it feels forbidden, so what do I do when my mind conflicts with my heart? I can tap through the pain. I can acknowledge, honor, and go deeper into the pain so that I can release it from my body, my mind, and ultimately my spirit. This is the opposite of toxic positivity. Just think happy thoughts and everything's going to be okay. And we literally, physiologically, when we are in a state of despair or in pain, we can't. We literally cannot reach for a positive thought. But you can move yourself in a better direction. And that better direction might be, I'm in pain and now I just feel 1% less pain. That's a win. That's a huge win. I can't say that enough. So Okay. Sorry, I got distracted because I had something to say about it. I'm going to go back here. I can tap through the pain, acknowledge, honor, and go deeper into the pain. And I can release it from my body, mind, and ultimately my spirit. What does going into the pain mean? It means instead of telling myself I shouldn't feel whatever I'm feeling, I can actually do the opposite. I give the pain my full attention. I allow it to open up within me without the should nots and the shoulds I have placed on myself. The should nots and shoulds only hold the pain in place indefinitely, which doesn't allow me to move beyond it. The culture I live in can tell me to just let go. But how do I do this? I do it by honoring the truth of my pain and allowing it to move through me using tapping. With tapping supporting me, I can give the pain its full unadulterated expression, which is a highly effective way to find relief. What you find on the other side of pain is liberation, freedom, peace of mind, and peace within the pain, because you are no longer impeding the flow of pain. Imagine that. You are allowing its full expression, and your gift is emotional, mental, and spiritual freedom. Thought for the day: as I allow myself to tap through the fullness of my pain and find freedom. So it's the opposite, I think, a lot of what we're taught. It's like I can't unsee this in the world now. Like, I look at pretty much everything, and I see what I call the duping, the marketing, the messages that we're told, and I'm like, it's really kind of the opposite of what they're telling us in a lot of cases. Not always, of course. So I'm aware of that, and I'm mindful of it. And like, what's the message? Like, what are they trying to sell me? What's the message they're trying to give me? And even what I would say in the well-meaning personal development world, it's based predominantly in like the ego, the constructs of the ego. So it's always like, just think happy thoughts, just be positive. I just thought of this today on my early morning hike. The advertising they had to join the Marine Corps for a long time was be all you can be. And I thought about that. It popped in my head. I thought, wow, be all you can be. There's no pressure whatsoever to be all you can be. Of course, all of us want to move forward and want to have a fuller and richer experience, but we're in a body having a human experience, so we're mired with humanity. And I want to share this before we tap. As many of you know, there's wild horses around here, and we have a little herd that comes back. The father, mother, and the daughter, let me call them that, the filly. They're all together. She won't get kicked out until a stallion takes her. But all the colts that were born get kicked out. So when we moved in, ultimately there were 3 colts that we saw get kicked out. And the last one was the one we dubbed Starboy. He was born here. He came back after he was kicked out. I was with him the night he was kicked out. I literally was there comforting him. I gave him some hay, and I could just tell he was in such a state of distress, and because his family's right down there, but if he tries to go towards him, the stallion's going to move him on. And he's had such a soft spot in my heart, and he was killed. Like, I would say he was murdered on December 23rd it was December 3rd at 7:30 in the morning, and they just posted a video that someone took on their car of the car that hit him and what happened, and it's on the next door neighbor, and it was so hard. Fortunately, you didn't actually see him get hit, but then this person has all these charges against him for animal cruelty. He was going 90 miles an hour in a 35 zone in a wildlife corridor, and they have done the forensics, and this beautiful little 4-year-old colt stallion got thrown up in the air. Back legs were broken. And this was like my favorite horse. And this is after I lost our dog Lucy and then our cat Manny. So they happened 3 in a row. And it really brought it all back yesterday. And I thought of the sadness that I felt about it. And just to allow myself that sadness and that grief. And I still feel it today because his presence is so missed around here. He always came with his brother and he was always a joy to have around. It was like a little family member. And I thought, I had someone say to me, well, it sucks and we're hoping, maybe what his death is not in vain. So there's truth to that. And I do believe what's happening is this person has like 6 charges against him and all this stuff. And I am actually going to go to court the day that the court date is there. And I thought, I do hope good comes out of it because we have speed demons. And I'm a leadfoot, but not through here. I do it like the open road. But so I'm like, I've got to let myself have my grief and then know that, yes, I hope that that death is purposeful in that with all the prosecution that's going on around this, that people are going to start, a lot is going to happen now to change this corridor. So that said, the point is, I got to allow the grief. I can't just be like, oh, his death will not be in vain. It's all for the best and this and that. I can get there as I allow the grief. So that said, Trish, it's great to see you here, Barbara. I know I have such a gift for gads, so these can be longer, but let's tap. And Joanna, I love the topic because I would love more peace and ease myself this year, to make that an intention. Even though I would love to intend to cultivate more peace and ease this year. What if I can do that in little increments? I choose to honor myself right now. Even though cultivating peace and ease can feel so overwhelming in this culture. Aren't I supposed to be setting epic goals? What if that doesn't work for me? And what if that's okay? Even though I really want more peace and ease in my life, on a daily basis, my cat's in pain. Not really. I choose to honor this truth right now. And go to the eyebrow. More peace. What if it's enough to just intend it? What if I can wake up in the morning and before I hop out of bed to get on with my day, what if I could just take a minute, 60 seconds of a conscious, powerful pause for peace? And what if the more I do this, the more it sets the tone of my day to find more peaceful moments, to pause throughout the day when I need to, when I catch myself getting revved up. What if that's a recipe for success? For more peace and ease? Not a to-do list of what I have to do to get there. Because that doesn't feel peaceful or easy at all. What if I can set the intention to just take peaceful pauses throughout the day, to reset my nervous system, to calm myself, to bring more peace and ease into my life in little increments? And what if that makes all the difference? So take a breath. My cat wants to get out, but I'll let her out in a little bit. That, like I said, what I find is just those little I can do that. I can do that. I can go, whoa, I'm getting revved up. I can pause. I did it all last week. Like when I was in my car driving around, taking care of some things, all of a sudden I'm like, wow, I am revved up. And I would just take a minute, and I sat there and I just did 10 intentional breaths in my car. 10 intentional breaths, just really paid attention to my breath. And I literally felt my nervous system calm down. And I noticed it just immediately brought more peace and more ease. And what if that's the way we become, quote, successful at this, is to just those little pauses that help us, instead of like, I've got this list and I've got to do this and, power it out. And, like, oh my God, like for me, I'm like so done with that because it's just stressful. So, try it and see what you think. And then if you want, like I said, this is the book we're going to be reading out for the 21 days. I was going to do the 30 and I switched it. I was like, no, I want people to be able to put this is to building hope. So there's a meme on here, 21 days of building hope, that I changed it, that I posted in the Tapping This group. And you can post under there, what's your hope? What's your intention for this year? What do you want to happen but might feel impossible? And then we'll tap through that specifically. And Joanne posted the first one about peace and ease, which is great. And so that's it. So we'll read and then we'll tap. All right, Barbara, Trish, Angela, that's who I can tell that's here. And happy New Year. And let's see what we can all do together over the next 21 days. Bye for now.